Hey guys, Todd James here. In this video we're going to talk a little bit about retail arbitrage, and just to put my cards on the table, this is a business model that I've only played around with this a little bit. I'm kind of interested in the business model. I know some people that are very successful at it. They're multi-million-dollar a year sellers with retail arbitrage. But with that said, it's never been something I've had to engage in to any great degree because I've been successful on Amazon FBA, and sourcing products from various suppliers over the years. So I've just never had to really get too deeply involved with retail arbitrage. But this video is largely in response to some comments that I got. I've mentioned retail arbitrage in a couple of videos over the last 2 or 3 months, and in one video my comments were taken as an endorsement of retail arbitrage and a suggestion that might be preferable in fact to traditional Amazon FBA, and in another video my comments were taken to be a condemnation of retail arbitrage. And the reality of it is that I'm completely neutral on retail arbitrage. In the first case, where people interpreted what I had said to be an endorsement of retail arbitrage, that came about as a result of some comments I was making, and that when I'm working with students, and in particular students that have no previous e-commerce experience, and in a lot of cases they have no previous business experience, I suggest to them that they source a product from a Dollar Tree, a Dollar General, or some other low-price store, and they just go in one day and buy a case of something, and the something really almost doesn't even matter. Spend $25, buy 2 dozen pieces of a particular product, and then go through the process of listing that product online, labeling that product, and shipping that product into an Amazon warehouse. I feel that is a very cheap and extremely cost-effective way to learn a big chunk of the whole Amazon process, and to do so with obviously very little risk. You're out the cost of the product, which I said you may spend $25 to $40 on it, and then you're out the cost of shipping it to Amazon. Beyond that, there's just no risk there. And you should feel pretty good doing this, because your option is to go to Alibaba and spend potentially thousands of dollars on a product, and then wait a month or so for it to get here, and then have it shipped into an Amazon warehouse, and find that possibly you've had it mislabeled, or if not mislabeled, at least not labeled to the degree that Amazon wants it labeled, and suddenly you've got to have that shipped back out to maybe a prep service or shipped to your home, where you're now going to go about the labeling process yourself and then ship it back to Amazon, and you may have dozens of hours of time involved, and you may have thousands of dollars of money involved, so your risk is certainly a lot greater. But as a way to dip your toes into the Amazon FBA business model, I think going out and sourcing a product locally where you can just drive down the street and pick up a case of something at your local Dollar General, label it, ship it off to Amazon. I think that is a great learning experience. I think it will move just that simple process and project. I think will move a new person to the whole Amazon way of life. I think that will move them forward a significant way in the process, and that way when they are ordering from Alibaba or the source of their choice, they will be able to speak with a lot more confidence as to the labeling that they require, as to where they're shipping it to, any number of things. They're just going to have a much better picture of what it is they're doing. They're not going to be feeling their way down through a dark cave, if you will. There's going to be a lot of light for them, and they're going to have a much easier time. Okay, so that addresses what was perceived as an endorsement of retail arbitrage. Now, as far as the condemnation of retail arbitrage, once again, I don't have a dog in this hunt, as the saying goes. I'm very much neutral on retail arbitrage. I have friends that do very, very well with it, as in, 7-figure sellers, and they love it. And hey, I'm all for it. I enjoy their enthusiasm, but in most cases, the products that they're sourcing are being shipped to their home. They've turned their garage into a warehouse or a small Amazon prep facility. In some cases, the ones I know who are doing it on a larger scale, they actually have in fact leased warehouse space, and in some cases they have employees who help them. At least during the periods where they're sourcing a lot of product, they have people come in and help them repackage and relabel the products as required, and then they ship it off to Amazon. And in some cases, they actually also do a lot of FBM. But there's a good split there. There's a fair amount of FBA and there's a fair amount of FBM. You can incorporate both business models into this, and I think that's probably a good idea. But my only point against any of this is that at the level of business I'm doing, I would need a large warehouse, and I would have to hire additional staff to handle all the workload. I don't want to do this out of my home. It's just, I don't want to bring home or bring work home with me, so to speak. So yeah, I would have to make a fairly decent investment in just infrastructure in order to do this with any hope of maintaining my current level of sales on Amazon. But for somebody who has a smaller amount of money to start with on Amazon, retail arbitrage may be a great way to start, even beyond the example I gave earlier in this video, where you're just trying to learn the ropes. There's nothing wrong with taking retail arbitrage up to whatever level you feel comfortable with. If you've got the space in your home, if you've got a spare bedroom, or you don't mind parking in your driveway instead of in the garage, and you can build up a substantial business without ever leaving your house. So there's no knock on retail arbitrage at all. It's not for me, at least at this point in life. But for those of you that are engaged in it, I'm happy for you. That I'm not knocking your business decisions whatsoever. And for those of you that are looking to get started in Amazon, this may be a really good way to start. I think a lot of people do start this way, but a lot of people also get sidetracked directly into the, order straight from Alibaba kind of mindset, and they end up with a lot of anxiety. They end up with a lot of potentially expensive learning opportunities, if you will. So that's not what you want. You want your first experience to have as little risk as possible, financial risk, and that way, if it doesn't go well, you can come back and do it again. And if that one doesn't go well, you can still do it again, until you learn it, until it really is making sense to you, and until your level of confidence is where it needs to be for you to engage with Amazon on a larger level. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I hope this cleared up some of the questions that people were asking and some of the thoughts that people were asking. Again, I'm very much neutral on retail arbitrage. I think it's a great idea for some people. I think it may be a good idea for others. So I really have nothing negative to say about it whatsoever. As I've mentioned in other videos, the people that are doing the pallets, which I kind of equate with retail arbitrage, I watch some videos online all the time, and I actually have a friend who buys pallets probably on a monthly basis, and I like going over to his house when he's got 8 or 10 pallets sitting out there and helping him unpack. I think it's just a lot of fun. Again, my money's not involved in it, so I can just sit back and kind of enjoy it from a spectator's position. But it is just a big, giant grab bag full of products, and you never know what you're going to get. and I just think it's, you know, like Christmas morning, and he does this about once a month. So you know, I think there's a lot of fun to be had there, and if you are looking to make Amazon you know, a longer term proposition, there's also a decent amount of money to be made. So don't underestimate it from that standpoint. And also you can sell on eBay as well. It opens up some possibilities for you in terms of the platforms that you sell on. So anyway, I'm really going to end it here. With that said, I appreciate you watching. I always make videos that I hope will encourage people to think for themselves. There are a lot of thought silos out on YouTube involving Amazon. You see a lot of repetition in the information that you're given from any number of people. It's just the same thing over and over and over. And let me reassure you, there are many, many different ways to do business on Amazon. There are many different approaches to it. You just have to find one that works for you, that feels good to you, and that can meet your income requirements. So if you like thinking about things before you jump in, you know, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We actually put a button here for that. It says subscribe. So if you'll be kind enough to hit that button, you'll be alerted to future videos. And if you have comments or thoughts, we have a comment section down below as well. Please don't hesitate to share your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have questions, we'll circle back around and answer those at some point in the future. So I appreciate you watching. See you in the next video.